the Red Barn.
Hello, barn busters and barn burners. Good to have you with us on Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker. We continue to celebrate the 20th season of Red Barn Radio, and tonight we welcome you to show number 772. I like the sound of that. Yeah. Hey, in 2015, brothers Wesley and Aaron Smith began as a roots-driven acoustic duo. We've featured them here on Red Barn Radio at least a couple of times, and these are some talented guys, vocally and instrumentally. They've grown the band, pulled up a few roots, replanted, rebuilt. Tonight they're here with some new players to us, some new sounds. We are so looking forward to introducing you to their new bandmates and learning more about what these guys are up to. Brother Smith's latest release, Spencer County Wine, showcases Wesley's singer-songwriter abilities with nothing more than the essentials, a 12-string acoustic guitar and whimsically raw lyrics. You got to hear it. Brother Smith is currently recording new music with plans for more releases this year and next. Welcome, Brother Smith, to the Red Barn stage.
Running half wild and 3/4 free, feeling for the first time I could see. Yeah, man, I could really see. A reckless man with a tin can hand, solely metal in his pockets and no plans, no plans. Well, we ran the tiles, miles wild, walls propped me up on either side, while helped me, kept me in collected. Can I sip some more perspectives? They said, hey buddy, here, have some wine. How you been, old friend of mine? For now, just drink up and chill. It's all downhill, baby. Well, the steamroller saved me, said the secret to beat it. Well, whoever won, whoever won. I got off track, had a locomotive back. Spencer County wrapped in the jug. Can I buggy for just 1 or 2 more cups of that good stuff? That is what I want. He said, hey buddy, here, have some wine. How you been, old friend of mine? My God, the clock let time unwound so much we wound up in a bind. We're stuck in the muck with the mud and the vines. I tell all truths and tell all lies, and all of them are green. Well, there's a rock in the middle of the mud pit, and all you gotta do is find it. Arms and legs, just let them go. Provide the climb, be free the whole. And roll and walk and talk and yell. Hooray, hooray, I'm free, my heart a home, my hands may speak, my feet may take some time, it's fine, it's all the things that you need to be.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to Roots Music Southern Style. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. LexArts, Lexington, Kentucky's premier cultural development, advocacy, and fundraising organization, working for the development of a strong and vibrant arts community as a means of enhancing the quality of life in Central Kentucky. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Here's the host of Red Barn Radio to tell us more about tonight's performers.
Hey folks, tonight we got Brother Smith on Red Barn Radio. Brother Smith is native to the greater Cincinnati, northern Kentucky area. Led by brothers Wes and Aaron Smith, the group has created a tasty blend that draws on country, funk, and soul, and all kinds of other influences. You'll just love the diversity of their music. Brother Smith's humble beginning as two brothers with a passion for music quickly grew into a family with desire and ability to convey that same emotion through a larger sound. This organic and soulful approach breathes life into sounds of the yesteryear. Our players tonight are Wes Smith on guitar, Aaron Smith on drums and fiddle, Trevor Caudle on sax and flute, Amberly Winfrey on vocals, and Tyler Young on bass. Welcome, Brother Smith, to Red Barn Radio.
Thought you caught me, yes I did. Thought you got me back here with my stick of peppermint. And turn the corner and I'm home free. Don't shake, my hands are sticky from the really sappy trees that I was climbing to the top. I nearly snatched a vampire bat and stashed him in the moon. The craters here and craters there could really have hit him anywhere. But I remember you were saying that I need to come back soon. That's why I'm out here after dark, and I can't recall just where I last saw the candy bark. You know, I bet Hannah snuck in just before and snagged her all the rest, and I bet she would have hid 'em in her buried treasure chest. Yeah. I heard her saying how sweet it was, and then she wouldn't share a bite or even any piece at all. It's buried way, way, way down deep where fish don't swim and salt can't creep. A great big snake with one eye wake is making sure that no one steals the stash of candy gold. They say he's been in business since the world was new and bold. He's down there in the hole, really you first must be quick if we're ever meant to gaze upon that precious peppermint. Yes, sir. Let's get the rest of the paper back up here. This is a song about a balloon, but not just any kind of balloon, a purple one. Jump up in my basket. We're gonna go real high. Tell me, honey, do you wanna fly in my purple balloon with your big hoops? So pack a sweater, but when the gust gets blustery, it'll be just you and me. Amelia too, talking the whole time about what we don't mind, peeking through the cloud lines as we start to rise, and we go up and 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 up. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Ah! But when the gust gets blustery, it'll be just you and me and Amelia too, talking the whole time about what we don't mind, peeking through the cloud lines as we start to rise, and we go up and 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 up. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Yes, in my purple balloon with your big hoops. Yeah. Go on here. Oh. Yeah. Yes. A song about taking it easy.
About taking it easy.
Don't rush yourself now.
It's Kong
Kong
Sald.
Sald.
In No
Ho-nurry?
Hurry, yeah.
Yeah.
This song's called In No Hurry. Coffee's on drink. Go make some more. We ain't leaving for a while. Things is getting done just as quick as ever. Slow and steady, baby, don't know how to do it better. Just taking my time, savoring a craving bite. 32 chomps and the smelling of the roses. Everybody knows I ain't got nowhere to go, in and I ain't in no hurry. Where's the fire? What's your worry? Don't need the things that make a thinking headache. Just take a little longer of a cigarette break and slow down, take a breath, everybody. Feels good. Consider one thing, and don't you think about the rest. All those hot blazing days outside, got yourself a minute to unwind and be in no hurry. Where's the fire? What's your worry? Don't need the things that make a thinking headache. Just take a little longer of a cigarette break and another trip around the sun. Pick a different race that you think you gotta run. But son, there's a plenty full of things that ain't the gun. So keep in no hurry. Yeah. Where's the fire? What's your worry? Don't need the things that make a thinking headache. Just take a little longer of a cigarette and thank you.
Equal parts their oil and water. Everything floats to the top. 1, 2, 3. Pushing, pulling, overruling, forced to keep on fooling through. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. reckless years the madness favors finally makes sense to be unhinged. Binge the breaking binds and take me far beyond the comprehend. Danger lurks that can't be measured. Bar lines, they fade away. Light the flame that knows no name and surely can engulf the soul. Danger lurks that can't be measured. Bar lines, they fade away. They light the flame that knows no name and surely can engulf a soul.
Hey, we've got Brother Smith tonight here on Red Barn Radio. That last tune, a beautiful tune, it was like a hymn. It was just gorgeous. That featured a wonderful duo between Trevor Caudell. Thank you. I'll try to get it right before the show's done. Between Trevor and Amberly. Amberly, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Great music. It's just joyous music you guys are playing.
Makes me happy.
Well, obviously, it's contagious. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I would love to, I would love to go back to 2019 if we could kind of start there. Before tonight, I don't think that I've ever, Wes, really been fully familiar with the sort of realm of material that you guys do and the kind of stuff that you explore in your music. I've seen you and your brother supporting other players, and this is really, for me, my first time sort of hearing the ensemble, and it's just great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't have all those songs back then. It took us a couple years to get here, so it's nice.
Yeah. What happened during 20 and 21 for you guys? And any of you can chime in. We all had a different experience in the last couple of years, and for some it was a time of reflection and growth. For some it was a time of challenge, and so I'd love to hear you sort of tell your story of the last couple of years.
Well, mine's a bit of both. I don't think you get the progress or the growth you do without the challenge. So it's a little. We met these two. Well, I've known Trevor for a while. We didn't go to school together, but his brother and us went to school together. So we've been around musically each other for a while.
In Northern Kentucky? Is
yes,
that where you went? Yeah.
when we were in high school and probably when you were in college, really.
Yeah, I was, so my first year of college, I was kind of like a field tech at Dixie Heights High School for their marching band, and Aaron was in my section as a saxophone student. And then later that year, I was running their jazz band, and Wesley was playing tuba for us in the jazz band. Then, fast forward, we finished up, undergraduate there and moved down to Nashville, and they called me for a run in 2018.
We were playing a wedding in Asheville in 2019.
19.
Yeah. It was
It's
like
all,
in
it's all blending
May.
together now.
And he came. I said, can I bring my wife with me? We're going to head straight from a gig to get there on time. And I said, sure. And Amberly came, and then she was like, I heard her sing Chain of Fools, and I was like, okay, well, Trevor's not allowed to come by himself anymore. You must bring her if you're going to come. So we played a good bit in 19 together, and then all took a big break in 2020, which I definitely needed. I was not living real healthy, and it took me, I knew I needed to stop. I just didn't know I was going to get as big of a break as we did, with COVID and with quarantine and everything.
So you needed to stop just late nights, bad habits.
Yeah,
just
kind of reassess what was going on. Yeah. So that was a really good thing for me. It was a trying time for everyone, but we got stuck in with our mom and dad's when it happened, thinking it was going to be, it'll be up in a month and then we'll go back to looking for a house again. And it went a little longer than that, and but it was nice. I needed that. I was in a much better place coming back, and much better headspace. So,
What about you, Aaron? What was that time like for you when you guys were back with your parents?
Pretty similar, I would say. Definitely challenging having to stop everything, playing out, playing with other people, playing anywhere at all, and just having to sit with yourself and essentially do nothing all day, or find things to do all day, which we did. We found plenty to do, yard work and all that.
yeah, we're really good at nothing.
Yeah, getting real good at it. But
Like above average, I would say.
definitely good for me in the sense of just slowing down for one moment. That turned out to be a much longer moment.
It did. Didn't it?
And just look at from a distance what I've been doing for the past several years, and maybe how I can be doing it better, just treating myself better, being healthier, maybe not playing so late into the night and like 4 or 5 nights a week, and trying to find the right people to play with that we all get along and we all like to do it together. Just takes time to do it.
So it doesn't sound really like either of you did nothing. It sounds like you really did a lot, which is one of the hardest jobs there is, right? Which is to sort of assess your being and your health and move on that. So it sounds to me like it was a really
It never ends. It keeps going, and
Yeah.
you can't. I don't know. I can't always think that I got it licked, because then something will Yeah, I'll forget that it's in motion all the time, and I got to keep keeping tabs on myself.
yeah.
Good bit of soul searching, good bit of brain space awareness.
Yeah, it's like in the middle of that song where you guys all took that big breath.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That song came out of quarantine.
That's like-
and specifically with that in mind,
Oh.
at one point.
It's
Just
like real life therapy.
Yeah.
Like when we get to play, and sometimes you're going in a room, you don't really know what's the feel is yet, new people or whatever, and to take a minute for the whole band to just like,
Oh yeah, okay.
it's nice.
Yeah. Well, we were all kind of doing that with you.
Yeah.
is
And it's
great.
not everybody
Yeah.
can. And it's it's nice.
I agree. So when Amberly and Trevor after Asheville, when you guys played that, was that the first time you actually did something together?
Yes.
And so after, at that point, did you start to think about writing a little bit differently in terms of the material that you could do when you think about the two powerful
Honestly,
new
no.
elements? No.
At the moment, no. Like we already had a lot of work to do that year. So it was like, how can we cohabitate our schedules as easily as possible, as quickly as possible, because we needed to put band together for a lot of shows. So we did get there eventually. Probably after 20, my focus in that year, 19, was let's just get to the other side of it, and then we can figure out what the next thing is. Yeah.
I think some evolution happened along the way too.
Yeah.
Just because it was like you said, putting a band together so that you could get the dates done. How do we fold in these two new people to the existing stuff, but then also let them not go crazy and do their own thing as well? And that started to kind of just influence how we interacted, and I hope
Totally.
kind of informed the new direction or the new normal as we went along, and just try different things out in shows.
Yeah, so Wes and Aaron are here now, and where do you and Trevor live?
Right outside of Nashville.
You do? Okay,
Yes.
so the complexity of getting together, that's a challenge?
It can be challenging. There's a lot of, I think, like voice memo exchanges and
Everybody
like
does their homework. That's a nice thing.
yeah. So there's always like a couple minutes when we get back together where we're like, okay, how does this go, and where do I go, and what's north and south and all that stuff. But then there's carryover from every gig, so it's not like we're starting over trying to figure each other out. We're just like, remember last time, and now we're going to do it again this time, but better. So
It was like a lot of successive baptism by fire, I
Yeah.
think. Just over like 2 and a half years.
Just don't burn
More or
anymore,
less.
man. We're good.
Yeah.
Were the two of you doing work with another ensemble before you were dedicating more time to the work with Brother Smith?
Yes, we were a part of a group called Family Funk that used to do a bunch of, it's like a corporate band. But we also had a couple singles out with another blues artist that's out in Nashville right now. His name was Craig Waters. He got a deal with
Rope-a-dope.
Rope-a-Dope, yeah,
Rope-a-dope
Snarky
Records,
Puppy's label.
yeah.
Yeah, but that was cool. We got a couple singles out with them, and then when I met Wesley, man, I was like, dude, this is such a totally different vibe. Like, there was no more lopping off pieces of yourself to fit in. It was like, come as you are, and really help us elevate. And that's always been attractive to me, to feel like I have a voice in a group that's already got a bunch of great voices,
Yeah. All right. Well, it's so good to have you all here. So let's play some more music, and then we'll come back and talk some more in a little bit. Welcome back, Brother Smith. Woo! I enjoyed reading his messages.
Yeah,
Corresponding with people.
the whole 0 people that want to get a hold of me.
This song is called Radio. And we're on the Red Barn Radio. So capacity. You don't need a radio when the race begins. Just got a duck or meth head dog. We were high school friends. Into a table, sang for my friend's mother-in-law. I'll be your radio, just tune me in. JTK fall apart for me again. And we already made it if our smiles are wide. The starting block of contentment, how far out do I I'll be your radio. Just turn me on, 'cause I'd like to sing for you and play some songs. Carry on and on, the morning is calling. Slow over the hill when the ice peeking all of sail. I was at the bottom of a 10-foot bill. Say, listen, friend, I say again, don't just up and bounce. You can't give up on your backyard if you still got a house. Thank you. We're going to bring Mr. Aaron Smith up from the drums so you can see his pretty face front and center.
Stand up for a second.
Yeah, get some blood back in your knees, man.
Tune 'cause I care. The song's called Hymn 29. I didn't write it as a hymn, but it ended up being pretty much like a hymn. All hymns have a number, and 29 is my birth date in July. It was also the only jersey number I ever had, so it seemed apropos. There's a hole in my heart for a reason, a whole lot of emptiness, and I've tried it to fill with possessions, but still my soul can't get no rest. So I take my troubles to the rugged and to the dear Savior I say, There's a hole in my heart for a reason, and without you right there, it will stay. There's a sickness in me for a reason, a sickness that lingers all day. And I've tried it to purge with actions absurd, but nothing can send it away. So I take my troubles to the rugged and to the dear Savior I say, there's a sickness in me for a reason, and without you right there, it will stay. When I stop digging holes and reach for the surface to breathe, for in that heavenly air no afflictions are there, and loneliness won't follow me. To the dear Savior I say, fill the holes in my heart, and my sickness depart, for without you right there, it will stay. Send my sorrows and sickness away. Thank you. Thank you.
We are in this place in West Virginia called Gent, and we're playing at the Skyline Lodge. It's like a ski lodge. And I'm sitting at the bar before we're going to play, and this guy is hammered at the bar, and he's like complaining about some lady that's done him wrong. And I asked what her name was, and he just said, he just referred to her as Shame, and that was her name. And I was like, that is brilliant. And I went back to our room, and I started writing this song called Shame Is Her Name. Caught me on the border of some place I never thought I ought to ever go, seek or even find. Jen was never poor until she pulled down the lot and got a hold of my whole being and sent me through the ceiling. Shame, shame, shame was her name. She called it like she saw it every day. Hate, love from below and above keeps her right up and down the middle anyway. Gentlemen, please. She saw it every day. Hey, love from below and above keeps her right up and down the middle anyway. Mr. Aaron Smith, well, I drive all through the night till my breath turns icy dry, and I just pray for rain, wishing I could fly. My exhale do rise, now I've got sickles in my eyes. Well, she's got me by the strings, a silver chain and petty things. Shame, shame, shame was her name. She called it like she saw it every day. Hey, love from below and above keeps her right up and down the middle anyway. Shame, shame, shame was her name. She called it like she saw it every day. Hey, love from below and above keeps her right up and down the middle anyway.
Next on Red Barn Radio, I want to remind you that Red Barn live streams both tonight's and on any Wednesday remain available online for you to view at your convenience on the Red Barn YouTube channel. Our live video stream is also available on the WEKU.org website, as is our audio stream Compliments of WGAD.net in Central New York. Don't miss a single episode, and for goodness sake, be sure to tell your friends what you like about Red Barn Radio. Our guest next week, it's Scott T. Smith. Originally from Hurricane, West Virginia, Scott is not only a musician, but he's also a storyteller. He's an actor, model, advocate. After moving from Hurricane, he's found his long-lost home in none other than Louisville, Kentucky. A passionate advocate for nature in Appalachia, Scott also spends time as a trade worker, crafting wood and leather, as well as brewing beer. Something everyone enjoys. Everyone can enjoy. Something for the whole family. Scott released his debut EP, Wanted Man, in 2020 during the height of the COVID pandemic. His soulful lyrics and really just amazingly powerful voice will take a hold of you and not let go. He's now on a musical journey to share his story with everybody who's there to listen. Join us next week for Scott Smith and his band playing here on Red Barn Radio. Red Barn Radio. Listen to the live. Let's get back to tonight's Red Barn Radio program. We welcome you live on our social media platforms, broadcasting from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky. Please welcome back Brother Smith to the Red Barn stage.
Hey. This next song is called Bad Felt, and it's based on a couple stories, but the where it grew out of was, I have this, it's totally with the best of intentions. I like fibbing to strangers at the bar, and nothing harmful, just like for fun, and sometimes I am a little too sincere. And this particular time, these people were coming over and looking at the pool table, and they were about to play. And I said something about, like, you don't want to play on this. There's bad felt, like, allness, and, like, touch it. It's bad. And I don't know. I was just I thought I was being funny, but they believed me, and they left. They walked away. So this song, it's Bad Felt. It's about lying to strangers. You got me on an incline. Every day's a meat grind. Crooked sticks and sticky fists. Miss Gliss and Peregba. I said, does anybody have 50 cents? I'm just trying to play. All about angles today. But I get lost in the math, counting every move, and just like that, well, nothing feels right no more. Baby, you've got bad felt. Miss, and you've been down. Well, you can chalk it up to bad luck. Got karma coming after you, but the balls don't always roll the way you want them to. No, they don't. So dumb you must believe. Hell no, I didn't chop a cherry tree. I was out of town. Wasn't even here, you can ask anybody, cause I was out on the road, doing all the things I wasn't told. Still places growing on me all day, so I decided to spin my stories without fame and absent glory. Miss, and you've been down. Well, you can chalk it up to bad luck. Got karma coming after you, but the balls don't always roll the way you want them to. No, stuck on scratch. Any big Big bits on a tension rod, just film where you can. I say, man, run for your life. Can you feel the imperfection in some guide in misdirection? Baby, you can Trevor Caudill on the saxophone.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got bad eyes, and
Tiny
I also
print.
never learned to read. I can write it down, but I can't tell you what it says. Aaron?
Yeah. This, I'll tell you, yeah, Mr. Eyesight. This was a quarantine song. Just kind of looked around and I was like, man, there's some crazy stuff happening, going on. And I had a thought. I was like, man, if we could all just go to our little corners, separate corners, because nobody really got to go anywhere over the quarantine, vacation-wise and anything like that. It's like if we all just got to go on vacation and we come back and we reconvene, we could probably do a little better than we're doing right now. So this song called Vacation, and that's how it came about. We're gonna play it.
Count us in, sir.
Everybody needs a little vacation. Being out of work ain't been no fun. It ain't been no relaxation. Trying to make a buck and get to nothing done. Used to drive all day and play until the sunrise. A young man's game, mine's still one I know.
Oh, yeah, we got another song. This song is simply about the feeling that home is not a place, home is not a building, home is in your heart, and when you're at home in yourself, you can find a home anywhere that you go. I believe that. I felt that way. I have not felt that way before, and that's just the most helpful thing for me, I think, to try to remember for just my own self. This song's called Homeless. Like I look around and don't know what I found out of sight, out of mind, and I don't know anybody, but that don't bother me. I just see love marching. I left all my heart to carry things. That clock will keep our time. Hold it there. No moment spared. And if hindsight is really even, then why is it look so odd through the glass? Moments pass. Home's not a place, it's a person. And how they really are. Thank you.
We're with Brother Smith here on Red Barn Radio tonight. What a beautiful tune that was.
That's one of my favorites right now, for sure.
Yeah. And did you write that recently?
Within the past year, 2
Yeah.
years max, I think. I don't remember exactly when it was, but
Yeah, because you kind of described, earlier on when we were talking, you were sort of describing this place you came to where, maybe you weren't quite sure where your home was or where your center was, and
Yeah.
yeah. Did you feel like is
oh,
homeless
totally.
what you were?
I didn't even know that I didn't know. That was part of the problem. I just you get used to doing things a certain way in your body, even if it's a bad rhythm, it'll hang on to it and keep doing it because you taught it to. So, like, I don't know. At least I can try to teach it to do the other thing or something else, But I do feel that way, and I've felt a lot more comfortable, since then. And it's a practice too. It's
Yeah,
not
right.
like I don't have it beat. The minute I think I got it beat, it's got me. But, yep.
Yep.
I had something else, but it's trailed off somewhere, Brad.
Yeah, it'll come back. So I want to go back to northern Kentucky because I don't know northern Kentucky very well. I only go to Reds games, to the airport, and to the Florence Antique Mall.
Yeah,
So those are the only places I really go.
it's not there anymore, Brad. I'm sorry to tell you. It's closed
Wait a minute,
up.
excuse me?
The antique mall's closed.
Where did it go?
It didn't go anywhere. The building's there, but I don't think anything's in it.
They just closed.
I think they shut it down. It was a sad day. I bought a bunch of jugs up there.
All right. Well, all right. I'm going to have to
like
think about that one. Yeah. No, I've always enjoyed my trips up there. There's also another place that I've been up there, and I honestly don't even know if it's in Kentucky or if it's in Ohio, but it's that amazing food store that's up there.
Oh, yeah. Jungle Gyms?
Yeah. Tell people
Yeah.
a bit. Can you tell? Do you have a Jungle Gyms story? Or is that
Yeah.
not?
I worked at this place called TQL, which is right by Jungle Gyms, or the headquarters is. And then one time I went there with a guy there to have beers after work.
Oh, all right. Is that the extent of the story?
That's my story.
Well, this is
Aaron's been there more than me. Yeah, ask him.
Aaron, you got a
he's
story. You got a
bought
jungle.
things
So
up.
Jungle Gyms. So tell people about Jungle Gyms. I mean, it's an amazing. It's
Yeah.
really a remarkable store.
Yeah, it's kind of probably the biggest grocery store I ever seen. You ever gonna be inside? I mean, and food from all over the world, all cultures of food. I mean, I found some Irish afternoon tea last time I was there, and it is almost like coffee. It's awesome. It's stellar. I found plantains there. You can have it whenever.
I liked all the sausages.
Yeah.
Which Cincinnati's kind of famous for.
Yeah.
Right. There's sausage. It's like Sausage Town. So yeah, but what is the how would you describe northern Kentucky? Culturally, it's so curious in our state.
It's a place that nobody wants to claim. Cincinnati doesn't want it. Kentucky doesn't seem to want it.
Yeah, we've got our own thing going on.
Mostly,
I don't know, there's-
mostly jokingly, but
Yeah. You were at a big urban high school. True. Is that, or did you all?
1,500 people.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not really
Good.
urban though. I mean, it's kind
Suburban.
of suburban.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Northern Kentucky's kind of like a collective suburb community for
Yeah.
Cincinnati. Like from the river to about Williamstown, really, it's just like sprawling suburbs.
So how far is Park Hills? Park Hills is the literal town that
That's
you grew
that
up in?
Aaron and I grew up in.
Okay, yeah. And so how far is Park Hills from Covington? I mean, like just
Oh, it's like
Yeah, they're
it's
next
like
door
butted
neighbors.
up next to
Okay.
it. You can walk. You can probably walk 15 minutes down, just out of our neighborhood, and you're in Covington. We used to, when we were kids, we would walk to a couple times. We'd just leave the house and walk down through Covington and across the bridge and go to Reds games with our parents. It was great. We were never on time, but like whatever, it's all good. It was fun.
yeah. Were the Reds any
Except
good?
for
then?
one, I don't remember. I was a
Yeah,
kid.
right,
I was,
yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
91 and 91.
I had a really bad time walking there once because me and my sister used to play this game on the swing where we would swing as high as we could and then jump off and then just land
Thunderbutt.
on our butts or on our stomachs or whatever. I think about that now. It'd break me in half, but that back then we did it, and then we walked, and I remember limping the whole way, and I was trying to explain it to Dad, and he just like was not. He just like, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Obviously, don't jump off the swing.
Right. Well, and he's got 4 kids going, right? There
Five.
are 5 of you. Yeah. So no wonder he couldn't pay attention to that. He's got a lot of stuff to deal with. Are your other siblings as do you have other siblings who are as grand as you are?
Oh, grander.
Really?
Yeah, we're at the bottom of the barrel here. Yeah, it only goes up.
Are you serious?
Serious.
I mean, you're tall. How tall are you?
I think
Taller. Oh,
I was
No,
thinking.
no,
I
I'm
was
the
looking for
biggest.
words. Yeah. Okay. You are the
Sorry.
biggest guy.
Yeah. My brother, our brother Nick, he's pretty tall, and our brother Lawson, he's pretty tall, and he's built a lot like I am, but no, I'm bigger than them.
And are your other brothers athletes as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Because you play football, right?
Yeah, I played football and basketball, and I swam, and I occasionally stuck my bat out and hit a baseball, but that was terrifying. I never liked it very much.
Aaron, you were an athlete too.
I tried my darndest.
Yeah. What was your sport?
I swam every summer. We all did swim team, which was, I mean, good for just getting kids out of the house at 8 a.m. all summer long.
Yeah. Right.
I tried basketball. I tried football. I tried baseball. I'm terrible at all of them.
But yeah.
I'm good at catch. I can play catch.
Well, that's a good thing.
Um,
But you found a home in music early
Yeah.
back in high school. So you were playing with the drum group at in the band, right?
yeah, I was on the drum line in high school, all through high school.
You marched saxophone first.
I marched alto saxophone for a year, 8th grade.
So-
That's where I met Trevor.
So did I understand? So Trevor, I'm not sure if I was clear about this. Were you an instructor or were you?
Well, I was an instructor at Dixie Heights High School, but I went to Lloyd High School, which is like across the street, like maybe like a mile down the road. So I graduated in 2008, and then spring of '07, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into that following year. Yeah.
Did you? But you did not teach. You were not an instructor for Aaron.
No, he was.
No, I was.
you were? Okay.
Yeah, I
He
was.
was
his,
the saxophone section like instructor. That's where I
and-
met Trevor.
Nice. And so so I didn't even know until we talked today that you were a drummer, and now I've seen you play. You're like not just a drummer. You're a trained
I'm okay.
drummer. Well, yeah, you're good. I mean, you got your. I got to pull out the joke from years ago. We had somebody on the show who was actually a woman who was singing, and she talked about her drumming and whatnot. And I said, so you're really good, like with your rudiments and everything. You got all your rudiments down and all that stuff. And she looked at me and she said, honey, I can fart a paradiddle. It was a moment I will never forget. Can you? Did you? So after high school, did you continue playing drums? I'm kind of curious to know when that transition happened for you, where you started to explore other instruments, especially the fiddle.
Yeah. I played drums and percussion in the jazz band and concert band and pep band and all the bands through high school. And I went into the percussion department at Eastern Kentucky University for about a year and a half, learning all the concert instruments and still being in the drum line and being in the steel drum band. That was pretty cool. And Wes and me, for some time already, have been playing out just as the two of us, either 2 acoustic guitars or acoustic, and I got a cajon eventually. I started playing that. But the first crew of guys we put together, the drummer that Wesley went to college with, Flint McCallum, he was such a better drummer than me. I was like, well, I don't need to play cajon in front of this guy, and I don't need to pull him off of there so I can play drums. I got to find something to do. And Wesley had bought like a cheap mandolin from Guitar Center. I stole it from him.
I had it
learned
for like 3 days.
Yeah, I
And it
took
was
it.
gone.
I took it. I learned how to play that well enough. And then about my sophomore year of college, I was looking for a fiddle, a violin, and the one music store in Richmond wouldn't sell me one because I'd never played, and I wasn't going to pay to take lessons because I didn't have any money.
You mean that music store downtown?
Yep.
Oh, right.
They wouldn't sell me one. So I
don't understand that.
the word got around. I was looking for one, and one of my fraternity brothers sold me his like full-size student violin. He's like, I've might have touched it 3 times in my whole life. So you can have it for $100. Like, I'm in. So I bought that from him, and I picked it up, and I frustrated my roommates for a long time, until I just made the really bad sounds sound a little less bad, and then I started playing it out with our troupe.
Did you ever get somebody to? I mean, we talked about bowing. You know how, and I mean, bad bowing can be tough on the wrist. Did somebody teach you some techniques so that you could take care of your arm and your wrist?
I've had maybe 3 or 4 lessons thus far, just kind of sporadically, as I deem I'm like not improving well enough. So I need to get in touch with somebody to so they can give me some really good tips to help me play better. But I never had any real formal instruction on how to do it. I'm just kind of doing it, and hoping for the best.
I always enjoyed your playing, and from the very first time I heard you. But I guess I would have to say, like when I hear you now, like I really feel like I hear, like development. Do you feel that way too, as a player?
When I hear old videos of myself, absolutely. But I definitely feel like I've got a better hold on it now. Was that what you mean?
Well, I don't know. It's just that there's a calmness in your posture when you play, and you just look like you're really at home with the instrument right now. It's just a great sound.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I might just have you fooled real good. In here.
You are not homeless.
I appreciate that.
Anymore. Yeah. Well, I would love to hear you all talk a little bit about the Suburban Cowboy Symphony, and you told me how to say it in.
Yeah.
Oh no, La Sinfonia del Vaquero Suburbano.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Tell us about the Suburban Cowboy Symphony and what that
a
is.
story of the character going to the symphony and then watching it, and the songs are the person sitting there watching the symphony.
And that sounds really lovely. And how long is it?
Like
About
an
an
hour,
Total run about an hour.
6,
Yeah.
Something like that.
just over an hour, I think.
And is it your plan to go out and play that straight through?
Oh yeah.
When?
Yeah. We're putting a big tour together for October and on October, November right now. So there's going to be a bunch of shows where we're going to play it out. I'm very excited. It's so many songs. I'm so ready for someone else to listen to our record because we've listened to it a lot.
How
and
many?
I really like it.
So how many? It's like a song, sort of a song cycle. Like how many?
Yeah, I think
tunes is
there's
it?
like 12 or maybe 14 like songs.
Like songwriter songs.
Yeah, and then there's like 3 or 4 instrumental transitional things that go on. So it's about 17 tracks altogether.
And so who did you put this together? The 2 of you, the 5 of you?
The 4 of us here did it, and a guy named Levi Lowry at his home studio in
Winder,
Georgia is where he is. Yeah, we met him when Nick Jamerson went and recorded Wild Frontier. He did it down there, and Aaron and I were a part of that project and became really good friends with Levi while we were there. He's a great fiddle player, really good musician. He loves Monty Python and Star Wars. And
Excellent.
We get along swimmingly.
yeah, we got along great. And I went down once more and worked on a project with Grayson Jenkins and Tyler, and that was a lot of fun too. And then, what was it? Was it last year?
Was it in 2020 or was it 21?
It was 21, I think. We went down there in like
oh yeah,
February. Yeah, so it's
February
about a year and a couple months old right now.
I'm sort of jumping around, but Amber, I'd love to hear you talk a little bit about where you started with music and where's that beautiful voice come from?
It's been like a building process for me, but I was born into a musical family. Both my parents are musicians, and when they were married, were the music director and choir director at the church I grew up in. And so when I wasn't at like their rehearsals, I was singing in the little kids choir that was led by my grandmother. So I just like kind of couldn't escape music. So it was not a choice. It was like, this is what we do. And it luckily for me was something that I enjoyed enough over sports and art and everything else that my parents were like, lessons? Yes. Are you into this? And I jumped.
Were you?
Yes, very much. Yeah. I tried soccer. I tried basketball. I tried art classes. And I was like, I'm not having fun, guys. This is not enjoyable for me. Couldn't do it. So I started taking classical lessons around 15 and went to college for a classical only degree. And somewhere around 2010 or so, I joined a band and was like, funk songs. This is new and unexplored territory, and like kind of had to do a lot of learning to figure out how to take all the classical stuff I learned and meld it with the gospel stuff that I grew up learning and come up with something that seemed enjoyable to other people and not just like Amberly's making noise again.
Amberly, can you recall a time when music and where formal musical training became an obstacle for you, or where you reached a point where you were like, I don't know if I want to make this passion a study?
Yeah, around my junior year of college, when it came time to figure out what was after college, I did a couple auditions for like classical programs and grad degrees, and I was like, I don't think I'm cut out for the take the role, learn the role, do exactly what I say when I point to you kind of a scenario.
Read the music.
Yeah, and it was like being glued to the page, being like, this is all that you have, what's on the page, the written music, that's all you get to do. I always was like, but there's so much other stuff, and kind of just didn't feel fulfilled. And so I started a band with Trevor and his brother, and we just were like, let's go like play at the pizza joint around the corner from NKU and see what's out there and what kind of music we can get into. And that kind of blossomed into doing R&B combos at NKU, and then eventually following Trevor down to Nashville when he got into grad school, and I didn't have a plan. So I was like, let me just go down and see what Nashville's about and see where else music can take me, because I knew that classical was kind of a dead end for me. Like, I love it. I loved it then and I love it now, but it just didn't sit with me the same way that, say, a funk or a soul tune did. So, yeah.
So so it's interesting. It sounds like you sort of went circled back to church.
The roots, yeah.
In some way, in a place where music was expression, not just
regiment and order and everything, yeah.
And Trevor, what did you do your studies in, your graduate studies?
My graduate study was commercial music. I went to Belmont University and studied with Alex Graham. He's an amazing sax player down there. My undergraduate was in jazz studies over at NKU.
All right. Wow. And the only person we haven't talked to is Tyler, and that's not for any reason in particular with Tyler, but I would love to hear you just tell about yourself and how you ended up becoming friends and part of this sort of musical family.
I had played in a couple of iterations of bands with Wes and Aaron, like with Grayson and a couple other groups. And at the beginning of quarantine, when all the work dried up, I was just kind of filling my time by practicing, really transcribing. It was kind of what I decided to do. So I did a lot of transcribing in the mornings before work. And I've been a huge fan of theirs forever. And so I picked one of their records, and then I texted Wes. I was like, hey, I know all your songs from this record, just so you know, if you ever need anything. He was like, come out. This was right at a year ago, actually. Come out to the Twisted Cork, sit in with us. It went well. He sent me a drive full of more files of musical ideas than I've ever seen in my life and said, start learning them. You can come hang out. And so I've been running around with them ever since.
Wow, that's a great story. So is that a good way for a musician who an aspiring musician, somebody who's talented, can sing harmonies, can maybe play an instrument, to break into a scene? Is it to call somebody they've seen who they like and say, hey, I've learned 3 of your songs. I'd love to sing harmony with you sometime if you need somebody extra?
That can't be. Maybe it is. I don't know. I think I got really lucky. But
not a bad idea.
So really the best thing in the world, like just learning somebody's songs. If I would say if you're a fan of somebody around here, like learn their songs. You never know. I mean, so many people play with so many other folks, and people get busy, and so there's always a chance to sit in and just jam with somebody.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just good for personal growth. Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've been better for it since. Tyler Young is the man.
Yeah.
That's very kind of him.
Well, what a great sound this has been, and we have just enjoyed you guys a lot. This has really filled us up and made us feel good to get us over the hump of the week, and so appreciate your music. So great to meet the two of you, and can't wait to hear some more tunes. Let's get back Brother Smith on Red Barn.
Hello, who are you? New to how you move. Don't stand a chance at all. When the bell is rung, sin set on my tongue. Wonder where I go. Love to lose control. One more last time picking me out. Now I'm an if, when has been token. You cash out, I be neatly holding benevolent action. Act 2 is nonsense. Speechless, my fingers are tongue-tied, and it really doesn't matter, cause the devil don't comply with elastic masking, perennial satire, even done with that. Cause devil want a lover from another eye before my eye. Any night before my eyes, I see a vision of what I want, but I never need. I'm a problem with a long division. What hex me, vex me, tell me I'm sweet. I can solve for X invariably, and I can sense your spell as I'm beginning to geek, and my mind goes blank like. Come play, I'm a sucker for rules and every other card, and the deck is a fool. A terror, bending the spoon. Well, I can shine your tinsel. I'm creeping in your cover by the cover of the night before my eyes. The night before my eyes.
Ready?
Yeah.
So far from heaven, so far from hell, stuck in the middle, and no one can tell. Now I've done some good things, I've done my fair share of bad. Is where I am going the same as what I have had? Well, baby, hold on. Oh, hold on, because we're in for quite a ride. Yeah, well, there's no road too long
My sister, our sister, it's Aaron's sister as well. Trevor's sister, she's everyone's sister. Always wanted a dog, never got a dog. She just got a bunch of brothers that all had asthma and allergies, so no pets. So like I think maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I decided I can never buy her a dog, but I can write her a song about a dog. So this is about my hypothetical dog named Trigger. It's called Trigger. My first dog's name will be Trigger. His paws will be big, but his heart will be bigger. He won't need to run or fetch, just sweep my floors and pay half of my rent. When ladies come, he'll hold the door and run Aaron to the grocery store. The best damn dog that has ever been. He's my trusty Trigger, he's a man's best friend. We'll watch Looney Tunes and the Rifleman, eating Captain Crunch out of coffee cans. Go out in public looking rough, just to keep us quick and tough. He'll be the jug man in our band and get too drunk to comprehend what it means and where it goes and why we're always chasing bones. Swim out in the lake all day. We'll play and howl the night away. Chase the mailman, you know he should. You know he has rarely ever brought us nothing good. So let no child wear a frown. Bust the walls and destroy the pounds. Pray our tails are not too short, but not too long to stay in sorts. Running wild and wild to reach, we can walk the seas and swim the beach. Never worrying, seldom fret, won't ever be nobody's pet. When it comes time to die, our souls will spread and off we'll fly. Away to where no life's allowed, just me and Trigger, best of pals.
Whistle while you work.
Yeah, that's right.
There are so many people to thank for our program this evening. First, Brother Smith, our guest this evening. That's Wes Smith on guitar and Aaron, his brother, back there on drums, Trevor Caudell on sax and flute, Amberly Winfrey, and Tyler Young. Thanks a lot, you guys.
Thanks for having us.
We also want to thank our volunteers and staff who make our production happen so beautifully each week. That's John and Matt and Eric and Forrest and Melinda, and of course our producer Ed Commons upstairs. And we want to thank all of you folks out there listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and those listening to us on the network of Red Barn stations and media worldwide. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn's premier radio partner, NPR for Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.org. It's your chance to hear more great live music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. Those of you here in the Central Kentucky area, you got to be sure to check out Red Barn TV. It's our weekly program of music, now on ABC 36 WTVQ. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in the grand city of Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests on our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Now, once again, folks, welcome back Brother Smith to play one more tune for us.
Thanks for having us. Always a pleasure. I did think that Zach Martin was going to be on this gig with us today.
Is there any chance he'll still show up?
No.
Oh, okay.
Definitely not. And I figured that out after, well, it doesn't matter. This last song, we wrote together, or we surmised it together. When we were in his garage talking about how to ration a loaf of bread the best way, it was to make open-faced peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So this song is Open-Faced PB&J.
I'm hungry, yes I am. I'm about sick of eating from a can. This life of change is starting to drag, so I grab a couple jars and twist a tie off a bag. Open face, PB&J. We'll have to do it till I get paid. This loaf and bread ain't going to waste. Just butter up your nut and jelly. Tell me, how does it taste? Reach in the bag and I go straight to the back. I never knew how much plastic I had. Kicking my ass with the second last heel, and I got foot and mouth for my next 2 meals. Open face, PB&J. We'll have to do it till I get paid. This loaf and bread ain't going to waste. Just butter up your nut and jelly. Tell me, how does it taste? If I was to beg or to eat, I would choose to wander the street, keeping time by the light on the poles, and I'd be snacking words and digging vigorous holes for that bread of life, some spirituous fruit for nuts and schmucks like me and you. We gotta keep the faith, eat my crust, keep on living. You must for open face, a PB&J. That'll have to do until I get paid. This loaf and bread ain't going to waste. Just butter up your nut and jelly. Tell me, how does it taste?
Well, that's all for our show for this week, sadly. But don't be sad. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web, on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. You can also listen to archive performances on Spotify and iTunes and watch how many videos on YouTube? Mountains of videos on the Red Barn Radio YouTube channel. And remember this, every like, comment, share, and subscribe helps bring roots music Southern style to your neck of the woods. And hey, and finally this, if any of our featured artists are performing in your area, get out there and shake your moneymaker on the floor. These guys need you now more than ever. And now from all of us here at Red Barn Radio to all of our friends worldwide, keep working together to be safe and healthy. And until next time, good night from Red Barn Radio.